Welcome back to Switch to Linux. So today what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at search engines. We are going to have a search engine war. Now, a couple quick notes. As you notice, I do have my setup a little bit different here. That thing's going to drive me crazy, but it's going to be in the way. So I'm trying to be cognizant of the neighbors because I had a conversation with them. It's like, yeah, this wall's like paper thin. In fact, it's about, I'm guessing, a simple 2x4, absolutely no insulation, absolutely no padding, which is why I can hear him snoring, and he could probably hear me when I go off on a fun little rant. And so I'm going to keep the microphone close to me today so that I can talk a little quieter and hopefully not go crazy. But I'm going to get back to that soon. I like the mic a little bit better placed when it's out of the way. I like being able to talk a little bit better. So what I'm going to be doing is working on soundproofing this wall beside me, which would actually kind of get it a little bit nicer looking as well. Maybe just do something that looks kind of cool over there while I'm at it. But in the meantime, I'm just going to, until I get that going, I'm just going to keep the mic placement a whole lot closer. Hopefully I don't need a pop filter or anything. We'll find that out pretty quick. But we are going to have a search engine war today. We're going to have a look at various different search engines. And I really wanted to do this because there's been a lot of discussion on search engines. I'm huge on Startpage. A lot of people still use Google. DuckDuckGo's become big in the industry. I'm not seeing a lot of Startpage anywhere. And there's a lot of different things out there. And I kind of want to knock Google off that top of the place on search engines. Not because I think Google's bad. It's just I just don't trust what they're doing. There's also a lot of misconceptions that have been coming in the world of this stuff. And in light of all of that, one of the things that it's that user, catering computers towards user friendliness. I actually considered running this video and recording this video on my OpenSUSE computer because I have a Windows 10 virtual machine over there, and I wanted to show you what Edge has done if you haven't seen it. You could probably look it up if you haven't, or if you don't have the opportunity to look at Windows 10. What Edge has done is the URL address bar is not even really there. You got to work hard to get it up there. You got to scroll up above the top, but when it loads up, you just have a simple search bar. Of course, that searches everything through Bing, which is why Bing has been on the rise lately. But that being said, they're getting so much where if I know exactly what website I want it to go to. So if I want to go over here to this website to see if I can figure out where it is in the camera right there. Okay. If I want to go to that website, switchtolinux.com, and I know what the website is I'm wanting to do, you should just be able to go up to an address bar, type in www.switchtolinux.com, press enter, and go directly there. But we have been so dumbed down into using searches for everything. And it's gotten so bad, in fact, that I've even said this to people, you hand the phone to somebody and you're like, well, open up the pictures. And the first thing they do is they come over on their phone and like, slide over and just start searching for photos or pictures or whatever. It's like, dude, it's on the home screen. It's right there on the home screen. Okay. But we have produced a generation of young people who don't even know where the address bar is. They simply go to search for everything. And that has produced a generation of consumers where we're so focused on just search. But then, of course, our language shifted again, and it didn't become search for something, it became let's Google something. And Google became not only the company name, but the actual action verb of doing something, searching for something. So Google has turned not only into a business name, but also into a verb. And we need to get rid of that. We need to stop associating Google itself with a verb and an action. You're not Googling something, you are doing an internet search. And I have been talking, and the next time I get a chance to do an outdoor philosophy, I'm going to be doing it on habits. Because every decade or, at least 6-7 years, I read the same book. And it is a book on focusing and on goal setting and things like that. And I'll talk about what it is and reveal what that book is when I get to the next one, which may be tomorrow, maybe Thursday. Hopefully I get to it before the end of the week. But on saying that, we talk about habits, and we got into this habit of saying Googling, even then I got to the thing that I haven't really used Google for a primary search engine for at least 3 or 4 years, at least. And I actually think it's been closer to 5 years since I've used Google as a primary search engine. Now, I usually keep it on my computers because it can get good results. And so why was I saying Googling all these times when I'm using Startpage or IXQuick or one of the other alternatives? Well, it's because it becomes so ingrained in you, and I had to get myself out of that. And what I did is I broke the habit of saying Google something. It is an internet search you are doing. And I think that we want to get back into that, because the more what we do as an action verb is attributed to, associated with, or directly is a company name, it breeds in us a corporate alliance to that company. And that's the thing we want to break. I want to be able to use Google when I need to use Google, but I want to know that there's other resources out there. And most people, if you say do an internet search, they have no idea that other internet search websites exist. And so we're going to have a quick look at some internet search things here, and then we're going to talk about some of the misconceptions that I see. And so what we're going to do here, I got to find there we are. All right, so here, I just went to the Wikipedia page because I liked what they had. I liked this timeline. So I was a child that grew up without the internet. Can you imagine a time when we were not perpetually connected? Like, we didn't have phones, we didn't have pretty much anything. In fact, when I was a young man, the internet really didn't even exist. So you can see here that there were a few web archive systems. So basically, a search engine is a website or basically a web program and database that will track and keep track of all these various websites that are out there. And as you need to use the websites, you type in a term that you're looking for, and it will cross-index all the different search terms and feed you back a search result. And so that's kind of what happens. So it does appear, if this list is all-inclusive, it does appear that web crawler is the very first search engine that is still active. So it's the oldest active search engine would be web crawler. And so with web crawler, and I remember using that one. I remember web crawler, Lycos, Excite was actually the one we used the most, Yahoo, Dogpile, those were the only ones that existed at the time. Kitty wants to say hi. Hi, Kitty. Hi, everybody. Don't use Google. Okay. So what I wanted to do is just those were the sites that we did. You know, Google didn't exist when I was first learning about what the internet was. And so we want to go in and start looking at some of these search engines. Oh, there's the kitty. I'll give you guys a kitty view for a little bit there. All right. And so what we're going to do here is just have a quick look through here. Of course, you can see how many of the sites there are. There's Dogpile, Ask Jeeves. I have no idea. Okay, that was ask.com, I guess. Here's where Google, and the funny thing is Google and IXQuick essentially launched at the same time. I never even really heard of IXQuick until a few years ago. Most people still may not have ever heard of it, but IXQuick is also Startpage. They've been doing a lot of rebranding stuff lately for that. See if there's anything else. Some of these are like this one, I think, is the major Chinese website. Obviously, there's info.com, AOL search, Google search. So you can see what some of the websites are. Here's actually 2008 is where we saw DuckDuckGo. Bing here, rebranded as Live Search. I remember Live Search. Now it's called Bing, of course, which I believe is the number 2 website, probably mostly doing to all of the things that Windows 10 forces you to do through Bing. When Windows 10 first came out, you could readjust and structure it so that Chrome, you could go through Google rather or whatever else, but they've pretty much gotten rid of a lot of that. It's kind of like Mac. Mac's getting to the point where, like, if I install Firefox on Mac, I can put whatever search engines, but if I'm using Safari, I'm stuck with the 4 they have, which I believe are Google, Yahoo, Bing, and DuckDuckGo. are the only options, and I can't add new options to Safari. If I use Firefox on my iPhone, then I also have a problem that I cannot add more search engines. So with that, I'm stuck with the same search engines. It's something like Apple does not seem to want anybody to know other search engines exist, at least not using them by default. So basically, the search engines work by deploying scripts. Oh, say hi, kitty. Hey, kitty. So the search engines deploy by running a script, and it'll just crawl all over the internet and look for things. And then with that, what they're going to do is keep track of that. Now, there is some misconceptions about what website or what a search engine is, and understand that we're looking at a search engine as a place to conglomerate websites. So I found this article and I was doing some research. This is LifeWire. LifeWire's got to be the most stupid people ever. I don't know. Notice the title, the top 10 most popular search engines. Scroll to the bottom of the article real quick. Oh, there's 12. Okay. But here's the funniest thing. There's only 3 things on here that are search engines. All right. So most popular online, okay, maybe number 1 was their introduction, and maybe number something in the middle is an ad, so maybe there are actually 10 here, but I don't know. But here's Google, obviously, search engine, number 1 search engine, most familiar. Obviously, we use that synonymous term, Googling, meaning in internet search, and we need to stop doing that. Amazon, this is not a search engine, just letting you know. This is a store. Yes, they have a search function, but you will only find Amazon products on an Amazon search. Shocking. This is not a search engine. Okay. Facebook. No, not a search engine. You might be able to find some good fake news on here, but no, you're not going to be searching Facebook for a bunch of stuff. You might search for a friend, but that ain't a search engine. Because search engine links out. LinkedIn, nope, this is not a search engine. YouTube, nope, not a search engine. Twitter, nope, not a search engine. Somebody's like, did they think about this article? This should be like the top 10 most popular social media platforms. This is like everything other than Google so far. Whoa, shocking. Look, it's a search engine. Wow, it's Bing. It's a search engine, man. Look at that. Look at that right there. It's a search engine. And then, of course, this one just does calculations, apparently. I'm not sure. DuckDuckGo. Duck. Goose. He didn't like that. All right. And USA.gov. I'm not sure that qualifies as a search engine either. Search the government. I'd like to... Wait. USA.gov. Let's check this out. Well, apparently there are some brains in the government. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, somebody needs to teach LifeWire what a search engine is, because a social media platform is not a search engine. Completely different things. I understand. Yes, it searches, but no, it is not a search engine. A search engine is a conglomerate site that will lead you to different search types. All right, so eBiz MBA happens to have some stuff here. What? You want to say hi, kitty? There's another kitty up here that wants to say hi. I'm not sure if I can get her though. Let's see. Okay, come on. Oh, yep. Say hi to peoples. Say hi, peoples. Say hi. Hi to peoples. Say hi. Hello. Oh, where are you? All right, this is the noisy one. She might say hi at some point. Oh, yeah? What, you want to say go? Let me go? What you want to say? All right. Okay, so this eBiz site here, this one here actually had actual search rankings, page visits, and things like that. So this one here is, and everything I hear is like a search engine. That's kind of cool. Okay, so number 1, Google. So you can see that Google is really number 1 by a lot. The next highest is less than a third of the traffic, and I'm not sure exactly when this article was published. So last updated April 1st. Okay, so April 1st, 2017 is when this was last updated. So here, Google, of course, lists as number 1. Bing coming in number 2. Now, Bing used to be really low. I think that they're really exclusively number 2 just because of everything that Microsoft's been doing. But of course, as you can see, the number of people running Windows 10 versus the number of people using Bing, it tells you that still a lot of people are not really using the deeply embedded Microsoft Bing searches that they're trying to put into Windows 10. So part of that is probably because still about 50% of operating systems are still on Windows 7, but we'll see. Yahoo, not sure why anybody's still using Yahoo anymore. I'd be afraid you put Yahoo in there, it's automatically going to turn on your microphones, your cameras, and everything else and spy on everything you do and then just open it up for hackers. I don't know. Yahoo's like, I don't know. Bunch of Yahoos running that place. Baidu, I believe, is the one of the primary Chinese search engines. Ask.com, AOL, DuckDuckGo, Wolfram Alpha, Yandex web crawler, still there. Search, Dogpile. Here's where we encounter IXQuick, which IXQuick is effectively Startpage. So, and I would figure this would be a whole lot higher in the rankings, and I'll show you later on in the video here why I like this better than most of the other ones. And then over here we have info. So what we're going to do is I'm going to load up PC Linux. And the reason I'm going to go with PC Linux is, well, it's already set up from what I was doing yesterday. And what I wanted to do, though, is go in. I want to clear out the cache. I want to use search engines without an ad blocker. And I want to see what types of cookies they leave. I want to see what types of results they give us. And so we're going to kind of keep our list running here. And I actually have, I will be able to see it, but you will not. I still have the list here on my screen, and so we can come in and see these. Another quick piece of house cleaning. Somebody asked about, can you install RPM packages on PC Linux? The answer is yes, although the package that I downloaded to sample test was missing some dependencies. I do not work with RPM enough to know exactly how to resolve all those dependencies. There, and I just did a search in the forums, just use a terminal RPM -I and the package name, and assuming that'll fix it. I don't know enough about RPM, so if I said that completely wrong, somebody correct me. I'll stick with my Ubuntu Debian type branches where I feel comfortable. But over here, I tried to install Google Chrome, but I did find that Google Chrome is installed in the repositories already, so I actually didn't even have to install it via the RPM. I would figure I would have to, but for some reason Google Chrome's in here. Probably because, unfortunately, it's the biggest browser. I do not recommend Google Chrome at all. I prefer Firefox as my primary browser, and I really prefer Chromium if I have to use anything like Chrome. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to start up Firefox, and since I really never messed with any of this, we're going to have a quick look at the defaults. So I can see here that this browser now, different distros will change things around a little bit. Some of your browsers are going to default to Google. Some of them are going to default to DuckDuckGo. In this case, it defaults searches with Yahoo. So this kind of changes from distro to distro. And I forget on a Windows or a Mac, I thought it was Google as the first. Of course, in Firefox, you can change your settings by clicking on Search Settings. You can switch your default around over here to search for what you want. And then you have the option as well to install more, of course. Come on. We can hit the Add More Search Engines here. This will bring up a list, and we can add different search engines. Of course, there's YouTube showing up. So these guys here are more than just basic search engines. Like anything that has a search function you can build into your search engine. What I'm actually looking for is usually like Startpage. You can just go ahead and add something there, and then once you've added something, you can come in and make that the default. You can delete stuff. So like I'd never really want Amazon there. I usually just delete pretty much everything. I'm just going to delete what I'm going to consider the non-search engines. The other thing that you can do, so that was Startpage. So let's go to IXQuick. on any basic search engine, if you're on a search page, so you can see that IXQuick kind of forwards you over to Startpage. On any of these, you'll notice that the little magnifying glass up here turns into a plus. If you click on this, you can add Startpage. Basically, this is Startpage or IXQuick. You can add this to the to your oh, it's already in there. It's already in there, so that's a bad example. Let me go to ask.com. Let's add ask.com. Could not download plugin. Okay, well, that's a bad example too. It does not want to download the plugin from there. It has to be able to access the plugin from that page there. I kind of picked two things. That the first one was wrong because, oh, it did add it. I just clicked the add button twice, so it did actually add that. So then on Chrome and Chromium type applications, you can adjust your search engines. I'm not completely sure. No, don't make Google Chrome. No, we're not going to automatically send stuff to anybody. I want to go to startpage.com. Oh, would you? No. Jeez. I wanted to see if it was possible. Okay, so here I can hit the Add to Chrome button here. Right click on the search bar, select Edit in the drop down. I'm guessing that's this search bar. Edit search engines. I don't do this a lot, as you can tell. So here in this method, what you do is you type the name of it. So we'll do start page, and then this is the URL that you want there. And then we'll go ahead and hit the make default button there. That should do it. Let me just do something. Let me search for something. And you'll see that now I have my web browser set up to search there. So Chrome and Chromium will operate that same way. We walked through Firefox, the other systems out there. Of course, if you're on Safari, sorry, you're stuck with the 4 they give you. Although you can change the defaults. If you're stuck with Safari, I'd switch it to DuckDuckGo. Now, with this, what we're going to do is we're going to use Firefox, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear everything out. We want to remember everything, but what I do want to do is I want to clear. I gotta remember where exactly I have to clear things from. Thought it was under here. Oh, there you go. Clear your recent history. So we're going to clear everything out of there. We are literally going to delete everything. And I'm going to close the start page while we do that. So now everything is clear. There are no cookies. So if I look at the individual cookies over here, you'll see there's no cookies installed, nothing. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a couple basic internet searches. And we're going to see what types of results we get. So we're going to go ahead and let's just go ahead and open up a lot of our sites. We're going to go to google.com. Okay, I'm going to open up bing.com. Let's go to yahoo.com. We are going to go to... Come on, Yahoo, finish loading. What are you doing? DuckDuckGo.com. Let's do ask.com. All right, so we're going to pull up those 6 search engines. And then what we're going to do is I think that this is enough. This covers your absolute basic, the one Microsoft wants to be the basic, the probably undisputed third, the one I'm going to recommend to use, the one we most frequently hear with privacy, and ask.com I happen to know is a cookie monster, I guess. Ask has been known for a long time as a site that does a lot of tracking. So first, before we even search for anything, we're going to go down and look for privacy policies. Okay, so privacy. Let's have a look at what Google says about privacy. All right, welcome to Google's privacy policy. Information we collect. Information you give us. If you use our search engines, Oh, leave me alone. When you do, we'll ask for personal information, name, email address, telephone number, cards. If you want to take full advantage of sharing features we offer, we might also ask you to create a publicly visible Google profile, which may include your name and your photo. Information we get from use of our services, device information, login information, how you've used our services, telephony log information like your phone number, calling party forwarding number, date and time of calls, duration, internet protocol address, that's your IP address, device event information, cookies that you may uniquely identify your browser or your Google account, i.e. your Google account that has all that information about you. Your location. When you use Google services, we may collect and process information about your actual location. We use various technologies to determine location, including IP address, GPS, and other sensors, and that may, for example, provide Google with information about nearby devices, Wi-Fi access points, and cell towers. Are they saying that they're tracking all my neighbors' Wi-Fi access points? There's a lot. For example, Google Maps can send the maps on your current location. Yeah, that's kind of scary, by the way. Unique application numbers, local storage. We collect and store information, including personal information locally on your device mechanisms such as web browser storage and application data. And then, of course, there's cookies. How we use the information. Okay, guys, are we getting a lot? Transparency and choice. Yeah, you have no transparency. We have no transparency, and you have no choice. Of course, almost all of these things, if you want to go and choose whether your profile name will appear, almost all this stuff, by the way, like if you tell them not to track and not to do different stuff, guess where that's stored? A cookie on your computer. When that cookie gets deleted, that setting is gone. But still, does that mean that they're not tracking the information? No, it doesn't mean that at all. It just means that they're not using that to tailor things to you yet. And that's kind of the rub. Information you share, accessing and updating. Information we share with your consent with domain administrators. For external processing, we provide personal information to our affiliates and other trusted business persons to process it for us. Based on our instructions in compliance with our privacy policy and any other... Okay, this is where it gets scary, because once you get into this third-party doctrine, this gets scary, because who's to say that their third-party affiliates are A, vetted, or B, care? What if I want to open Jack's Data Shop and become a good buddy with Google? How are they going to know what I'm doing with that data, and what are they going to do to police it? I don't know. It kind of scares me that they ship information out to a third party. Here's for legal reasons, information security, yep. When it applies, compliance. Okay, so there's your privacy policy. Let's have a look at Bing. There's privacy and cookies. Bing! Personal data we collect. Microsoft collects data to operate effectively and provide the best experiences with our products. You provide some of this data directly. So when you create a Microsoft account, submit a search query to Bing, speak a voice command to Cortana, upload a document to OneDrive, purchase MSDN subscription, or sign up for Office 365, or contact us for support. We get some of it by recording how you interact with our products by, for example, choosing technologies like using technologies like cookies and receiving error reports and usage data from software running our device. We also obtain data from third parties. Well, that's a little nebulous now yet. How we use personal data to spy and sell your life. All right, let's actually read this. Microsoft uses data we collect to provide, which includes using data to improve and personalize your experience. Translation, we're going to show you a bunch of ads that are designed specifically to titillate your temptations to get you to spend money that you're intending to save for something else, but we want to separate it from you because you are a unit of production. All right, and by the way, all of this stuff, if you're looking at about this privacy policy and you think this is long, this is the condensed version. You see all these little learn mores? All these little learn mores open up to even more. This is a book, people. This is a book. All right, let's look at Yahoo! We will keep your data safe, but the hackers will definitely steal it. Yahoo! All right, what does privacy policy covers? Hey, at least we're getting smaller, right? Yahoo takes your privacy seriously. It's just the hackers that hack us don't. Please read the following to learn more. Federal government and technologies industry have developed practical tips to help guard you against internet fraud, secure your computer, and protect. We've just failed to follow any of it. No, I'm not going to lay open like Yahoo, by the way. I'm having too much fun. How Yahoo used your personal information. Policy covers how Yahoo. Yeah, I'm well aware that the policy covers it. Would you tell me what your policy is? Okay, personal information about you is personally identifiable, like your name, address, email address, phone number, and that is not otherwise publicly available. Okay, privacy policy only applies to Yahoo. Policy does not apply to the practices of companies that Yahoo does not own or control, or people that Yahoo does not employ or manage. In addition to some companies, Yahoo is required to have the... What in the world? Okay, Yahoo collects personal information. I think we're actually getting to the policy now. Yahoo collects personal information when you register with Yahoo, when you use Yahoo products and services, when you visit Yahoo pages of the certain pages or certain Yahoo partners, when you enter promotions or sweepstakes. Yahoo may combine information that we have with information we obtain from business partners or other companies. Translation: we're going to buy a bunch of data from a data miner, and then when we piece that information together, we are going to create a giant profile of you to make it very easy for hackers to break in and steal everything about you, period. Yahoo collects information about your transactions with us, with some of our business partners, including information about your use of financial products and services we offer. Really? You're tracking my use of financial products? That's scary. Yahoo analyzes and stores all communications content, including email content, incoming and... What? It analyzes and stores all communication content, including email content from incoming and outgoing emails? Are you people reading this? Have you guys read the privacy policy yet? Before you signed up for Yahoo? Yahoo automatically receives and records information from your computer and browser, including your IP address, Yahoo cookie information that hackers will use to break into the computer, software, hardware attributes, and the page you request. Yahoo uses information for the following general purposes: to customize and advertise to customize the advertising and content you see, fulfill your requests. My requests? Really? For products and services, improving our services, contact you, conduct research, and provide anonymous reporting to internal and external clients. With parental permission that we've never obtained, a child under 13 might have Yahoo Family account. Let's go to ask.com next. Privacy. Ask.com, we respect your privacy and we understand the importance of information you entrust to us. This privacy policy describes our practices concerning the information we collected by the Ask family of companies, including IAC Publishing, LLC, APN, MindSpark, Interactive Network. That sounds painful. Ask we, us, are, through use of our website, blah, 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 below. So would you describe what information do we collect about you? Information you provide to us. Your use of the services may require registration, in which case we will ask you to provide certain personal information, including email address, username, and password. You also decide to provide us with some optimal demographic information to enhance your profile, such as your country of residence, home address, education, interests, and community and communications preferences. You may also provide personal information to us if you choose to. Sign up to receive our question of the day, or any similar service or request to receive any certain number of communications from us. Submit a help tip. Okay. Depending on which of these services you use, your personal information you provide may include your name, email address, username, home address, phone number, information posted by you on sites accessed via the services. Wait, what? Information posted by you on sites accessed via the services. Okay, translation there. When you use ask.com and then go to some other place and use information, that information goes back to ask.com. That's what that's saying. So they are tracking a lot of things. You are granting us permission. Okay. Also, if you choose to log into a product or feature accessed through a search application via a social networking site, you are granting us permission to access and use the information you provide by the social network. For example, if you use a social network feature to log into a product accessed through a search application, per such social networks policies, they may provide us access to you and your friends' names, pictures, genders, user IDs, connections, and any other content shared using an everyone or similar privacy setting. Translation: if you access Facebook through an Ask search protocol, and now I don't even have to do that. Everything that's publicly available or shared with that friend is automatically shared with Ask.com. In other words, excessive data. This is actually worse data mining than Google and Microsoft combined. Everyone or similar privacy setting, please be aware that by posting information to message boards, chat groups, social facilities via the services, you will be making this information available to other users of these services public, and you should be careful about revealing any sensitive information about yourself. Okay, information we collect when you use the services: the IP address, unique mobile identifier, technical information about your computer or mobile device, such as type of device, device ID number, web browser, other browser information, such as the size, connection speed, connection type, operating system, etc. Mac, Windows, XP, etc. When was this thing updated? Didn't they say September? XP? What? Your preferences and settings, time zone, language, etc., internet provider or mobile carrier name, the URL of the last web page you visited before visiting the website. Did you hear that? Okay, and that, by the way, is called a referral. We'll talk about that in a minute, unless I forget. Not in a minute, but after we're done here. And unless I forget, remind me, somebody, through this video that you will not see until I'm done recording it, and I'll tell you more about it. All right. So the information about your privacy on the services, let's see, information about your activity on the services, your search queries, misformatted DNS entries, search results, selected, clicked, pages viewed, search history, and comments. If you're using a mobile device, your mobile device's geographic location, specific geographic location, if you've enabled connection to that information, or general geographic location automatically. Translation: you're going to give us your location no matter what, even if you have location services turned off. Boy. Please see the section Mobile Device Location Information below for further information. If you've installed a search application, by the way, I've seen the Ask bar installed on so many computers because it's just bundled with stuff like Windows computers, not Linux computers, but Windows computers. Almost everybody. In fact, I can say unequivocally, every single computer I have ever cleaned viruses off of has had the Ask toolbar installed. Now, is the Ask toolbar the source of viruses? No. But what it means is it's a person who just clicks and doesn't read anything. They just click yes, 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 and before you know it, you got a bunch of bloatware on your computer. Well, Ask.com is there, and the reason they're doing that is to get their system on everything. It's so bad that things like Flash, they either did or do come with Ask. Also, there's the Yahoo toolbar, which is just as bad. But the Ask toolbar gets bundled with a whole lot of software you download online, and they're doing it and giving it for free so that you're using the services. In translation, if you actually are reading this information and you go up there and you utilize the search functions inside of here to access a website, they're grabbing a whole lot more information about you than if you got there via Google, Bing, or carrier pigeons. How do we use the information? Well, this should be interesting. Verify your eligibility to our services, respond to your queries and the best possible answers and search results, understand your users. You know what? Maybe I should have a job reading these out loud to people because I can kind of read these kind of fast, which is actually kind of why I read them. Administer our services, diagnose technical problems, otherwise manage our business. Our business is managing your personal data. And we're going to underhandedly install our bloatware crap on your computer all over the place, especially you Windows users. You Linux guys, we don't like you Linux guys. You do not let us bundle our Ask toolbar with your crap. Send communications that you requested so that may be of interest to you in accordance with your preferences. Please see the section reviewing, changing, or deleting your information. Yeah, we won't delete anything. Yeah, we'll delete it. It'll be deleted when the nukes come. Well, it sounds like Beavis and Butthead. This sucks. Ask.com sucks. Ha ha ha. This sucks. Enable us to show you ads that are more relevant to you. We've talked about that one. Perform functions and otherwise described at the time of collection. Ooh, how do we share the information? This would be fun. Our suppliers, subcontractors, and business partners. We may share your data with our service providers who process your information or services on our behalf. Yeah, we're just a small company with 3 employees. We just outsource it to like 1,500 other companies that pay us really well to have all your data because our Ask Toolbars collected everything about you anyway. Companies within the group of companies, our search application partners. Ooh, fraud prevention, law enforcement. Ooh, sale or merger of our business. See, this is one we really want to watch out for in the history of the world, is the sale and merger of businesses. While the company you may be doing business with and sharing information with may very well keep your information private, your information is a huge asset when it comes to selling the business. This is what Radio Shack found out recently in their bankruptcies, is that they may not have had a whole lot of useful stuff in their stores, but somebody would deal with buying the stores and getting rid of the crap to get access to the millions and millions of pieces of customer data that Radio Shack's been collecting for the last 100 years. In fact, Radio Shack, I think, was one of the first companies I ever recall asking for addresses, phone numbers, and all that kind of stuff as part of simply walking into the store and buying something, There's advertising and advertising networks. Of course, they want everything. Cookies and online advertising cookies. We use cookies, pixel tags, web beacons, and other similar technologies to collect and store information we automatically collect about your computer, device, and service usage. A cookie is a small text file that is stored on your computer, and a pixel tag, also called a web beacon or clear GIF, is a tiny graphic with a unique identifier embedded invisibly on a website or an online ad or email. We use the term cookies in this policy to refer to cookies and such similar technologies. Let's see if I have water on here. Nope, I don't have water on here somewhere. Oh, I'll go with it. So basically, they're tracking everything that you're doing. This is why I always block ask.com on almost every computer, and also why I'm doing this through a VirtualBox. All right, let's have a look at Startpage, shall we? Startpage. So this is about what we do. And this is, by the way, why I like Startpage. What Startpage does is it uses the Google algorithm and it searches the results on Google through their proxy and delivers you the information. And this also, by the way, gets rid of that referral. So if a website sees that you're going to it, it can track where you're coming from. And that's that referral thing I said I'd talk about a little bit later. Well, Startpage strips away the referrals. So the website cannot track where you came from and how you got to it if you got it to it from here. Versus if it came from Google, it sees you came from Google, comes from Bing, it sees you came from Bing, comes from Startpage, it just looks to the website like you just showed up. All right. So you also have the ability to visit it with the proxy feature, in which case you're viewing it through the Startpage's proxy. So you can read all the information here. Medical information, financial matters, political preferences, relationship troubles are all very valuable to advertisers. All the other search engines use this data to target with online advertising that continuously follow you from website to website. Hackers and criminals also want your information, what they use for identity theft or fraud, and of course the government wants your data too. See, they don't use any of that stuff. In fact, it guts down to the bottom here. In 2006, AOL made a grave error that revealed stored data of 600,000 users. It was a privacy nightmare. We invite you to take a look for the file yourself to see how this information was. Let's have a quick look. Okay. I'm guessing that's some type of data. Oh, okay. Here's how it works. Enter an English search term, and you can find other people who've searched for that term. Then click on user ID to see everything else this user. Okay. So let's see. Let's look up cats, because I got a cat right here. Okay. So here's various users search for the cats. Oh, look, they did it at about.com. All right, so let's click on user 22748. So 22748 did all these types of things. Ooh, let's see what they searched up on MapQuest. Okay, this is just different users who searched up that individual term. Okay. Isn't this that same user that we were just looking at? 2722? So this is everything this one individual user looks up. Now, this doesn't seem like a whole lot, but you can actually take a lot of this data and information and you can put this together to figure out who people are and things. All right. So what you find is seeing if they actually have an actual privacy policy. That's what I wanted to get to. Okay, so in short, does not collect or share personal information. We don't track or profile. Longer version is strongly committed to protecting the privacy of its user community and is dedicated to ensuring secure search information cannot be linked back to. This privacy policy details the very limited non-personal information Startpage.com may gather. So the information in European law, which applies to Startpage, is an intentionally broad and notified with high-level online privacy protection. This means, for example, that not just names and email addresses can be personal information, but also other identifiers such as your IP address to the extent that they link other information. So IP addresses are not recorded or shared. Okay, so in order to prevent the unpleasant possibility that anything you ever search for online can be tracked back via your IP address, we do not record or share the IP address of our visitors. The only exception is for abusive, which is automated queries that rapidly submit more queries to Startpage than any normal human possibly would. So if you have some bot or you're going in and just search, it will grab that IP address if that one address. So basically, it's going to work by taking a quick snapshot of the IP address, and if that same IP address pings the program a certain number of times, then they're going to grab that IP address, but nothing else. They don't collect any personal information. Okay, so and then cookies, they will use non-personal cookies, in which case you can use you can go in and set up individual settings to customize the looks, customize regions, how you do basic search things and things like that. And so external links, after you click a search result, you leave the protection offered unless you use our unique proxy function. So you can go directly to the site, in which case it scrubs off the referral. But if you use the proxy, then you'll be viewing it like Startpage views it. And so that information will still be hidden. All right. So it does not share information with any third parties, including its providers. And then this one here answers the question, where are they at? Well, they are located in Netherlands. They do not do any work with anybody that's not the Netherlands. If they do receive a request from local law enforcement, they will first consult with lawyers. If they have a request from any other law enforcement, then they will tell them that they have to go through the Dutch authorities in order to do that. So again, we have all this information. This is why I like Startpage. It has the Google search results, which are good. I'm not saying Google search results are bad. They are good. That's the thing that we need to keep in mind. Google search results are good. But it does it by using a proxy system so that that's never traced back to Google. Now, this is where DuckDuckGo stands out. DuckDuckGo stands out by being a site that they're very similar. They don't track the cookies or store that data, but what they do they have I thought they had a privacy policy over here somewhere. What they do, though, is they, I think it's over here. Yep, there we go. What they do is have their own search algorithm, and in which case it's not quite as good. All right, so DuckDuckGo does not collect or share personal information. There's a privacy policy in a nutshell. The rest of the page explains it. So search leakage at other search engines. When you do a search and click on a link, your search terms are sent to the site you clicked. An HTTP reference header. This is what we call sharing of personal information search leakage. Example, when you search for something private, you will share that private search not only with the search engine, but also the other sites that you clicked on for that search. All right. So in addition, when you visit any site, your computer automatically sends information about that site, including your user agent and IP address. This information can only be used this information can often be used to identify you directly. So when you do that private search, not only can the other sites know about your search terms, but they also know you search for it. DuckDuckGo prevents search leakage by default. Instead, when you click on a link or a site, we route or direct the request in such a way that it does not send the search results. So that is good. Okay. And also, I didn't see it right there, but they do not store the IP address. So any site you go to can see your IP address. The question is it being logged, stored, etc.? And so that's kind of what they're doing. So information collected, no cookies used by default. You can, like Startpage, you can change your settings to create a cookie that is a non-identifiable, but what that cookie will do is it will give you some search preferences or some page defaults that you would like to be used. Basically, it'll allow you to use the site the way you want to use the site without them storing that information. You turn redirects off in the settings, and you don't either turn post or on our encrypted site, then your search could leak. So, don't do that. That's kind of why I don't want to mess with them anyway. All right. So, DuckDuckGo and Startpage both respect your privacy. And that's kind of what I wanted to get at with that. So we're going to do a search term. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write these down real quick. I did not plan in advance what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a neutral post, a liberal leanings, neutral search, a liberal leaning search, a conservative leaning search, maybe a controversial search, and we're going to see what we get. All right, so we're going to start out, and all the search engines are going to get the very same search at the same time. I'm going to do a search for cats are cute. See? Cats are cute. Yeah? Want to say something, kitty? Meow? Want to say meow? Meow? All right. So we're going to do cats are cute. Of course, right now the cat's being a little annoying for me, but okay. So let's see what we get by searching for cats are cute. All right, so we have some Quora.com's 10 logical reasons why cats are cute. Now, this is where Google kind of stands out. There's some really great features and functions in Google. Of course, the other day on my live feed, we revealed that Google is now doing, quote, fact-checking in there, if you trust their fact-checking. But they do have fact-checking capabilities in there. They also give you what other people search for related to this. If you're doing like what's the weather in, Google's a great place to do that because it saves you a couple clicks. Simple measurements, Google's great. Let's see. All right. So here's some adorable cat photos. All right. So here's from answers.com. Bing gives us something from answers.com. All right. So here's Pets the Nest. Here's answers.com. Here's some YouTube videos. So here's Quora down there. So I'm just kind of looking for, so these two posts there, albeit in reversed order, are both on the Google search. Couple more YouTube videos, which is kind of funny. I didn't see any YouTube videos on YouTube's site. But we do have BuzzFeed, Cracked, Hello Giggles. All right. Let's see. Yahoo over here. So this guy here, I recall seeing this post. So these results here on cursory examination look quite a lot more like Bing's results. So it looks like Yahoo and Bing are very similar. Ask.com looks like very, very similar to what Google gives us. I do see some Ask.com YouTube videos in there. I do see some BuzzFeed, Hello Giggles. There's my Quora posts, which were the same top posts from Google. You'll notice. Okay, Startpage, same top posts from Google. Why are pets so cute? You'll notice that these results are almost identical to what Google gave me. In fact, they look identical. Now, as I'd said before, one of the things you would find if you are logged into Google or use Google a whole lot, your search results would change. So if I use Google for the next month or two on this, on daily searches, and if I typed in the same thing, I very well might get different results. Because one of the challenges, and this is something that this simple test here cannot address, is the challenge that a lot of search engines start feeding you the things that the search engine thinks you want to see. And that's a challenge, because if the search engine wants you to see something, then you're going to see things that automatically are more related to your biases. And so that's why Startpage itself stands out, is because it does give you those unbiased results. If I were to do an experiment where I use Google exclusively, is particularly signed in, they know who I am, I'm not clearing caches, I'm not clearing cookies, and we came back in 2 months' time and I did the exact same search results, the Startpage results would be very similar. Maybe some things would jump back and forth a little bit as new things may become higher ranking, but the Google results would definitely move more towards my particular biases. And so that's something to keep in mind there. All right, so let's have a look at DuckDuckGo. Well, we got Amazon results. That's brand new. Never seen that happen before. I'm not sure why I'm in products for some reason. I have no idea why I'm in products. All right. So here, and this is what I don't really like about DuckDuckGo. It's not that the searches are necessarily different, it's the formatting. So you can see that we have clear color differences. Here's the title, here's the URL, here's information about it. Here I get the title is now a different color, at least that's now a different color, but the text in the URL, it's harder for me to read it. It is getting better. This was atrocious a couple months back, but it is getting better, but I still cannot stand the style sheet. I can't stand how it's broken down. I just have a very hard time reading DuckDuckGo results, and that's pretty much the only reason I don't like it. It's just styled to me so horribly. All right. So what about the results, though? Pets the nest, answers. So this looks more like the Bing results, right? In fact, it might very well be the Bing results. 10 logical reasons why cats are considered cute. 10 logical reasons. Here's cute cats. Here's the Quora, psychological, kind of lower, which is exactly where we find them over here. And so there, it looks like the DuckDuckGo results gives us something very similar to what Bing gives us, versus Startpage gives us very similar to what Google gives us. So then what is the better search engine between Google and Bing? Hard to say, honestly. If you asked me that about a month or two ago, I'd say probably Google is a much better search engine. But a client had approached me and said, "Hey, we changed our site around, and we're noticing there's a whole lot of 404 page not founds. Can you go through search archives and redirect our site so that the site features are basically all the old 404 sites go to the appropriate page on the new website?" So I said, sure. So I went with the top websites, Google, Bing, Yahoo. Well, wouldn't you know that Google only found 5 sites, 5 different hits within their site. Bing found 5 pages of them, like hundreds of them, that if I was relying on Google, we would have missed them all. So there is something about Bing that does seem to do a little bit better job at some things, and that was, to me, a little interesting. All right, so now we're going to do what I'm going to call a controversial, because I do a lot of nutritional studies and having actual degrees in that. I will tell you that fat is actually very healthy. However, our local or our governments that be do not want to admit that, but it is actually fat is extremely healthy, and by cutting fat out of our diet, we are causing problems. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if there's any bias anywhere. Do we go more into one view or another? And like I said, I have no idea about any of these results are going to turn out. So we might, this is simply scientific studies. Truth about fat. Everyone was wrong. Saturated fat can be good for you. Saturated fat, good or bad. I want to see if we have any of those. No, we don't have any of those fact-checking things on here. Bummer. Dr. Mercola, he's a little weird. There's a WebMD article, good fats versus bad fats, get the skinny on fat. A guide to choosing healthy fats. All right, let's have a look at Bing. Is fat healthy? Experts agree they raise risk of heart disease. Unsaturated fats in moderation are considered heart healthy overall. These include monounsaturated fats found in olive oil, other nuts. So here is Bing is promoting a answer from WebMD, which WebMD, of course, gets their information from the ADA, who gets their information from the USDA, more than they get it from anything medicine, and really is not the most reliable source of information on nutritional studies. Ask your basic doctor, like, is carbs bad? Oh, no, you should contain 60% of your diet in carbs. That's what USRDA is. Well, what do carbs do? Well, they spike insulin. What does insulin do? Store fat. Basic biochemistry, Mr. Doctor. But a lot of times the medical doctors have forgotten the basic biochemistry. All right, so experts agree they raise risk of heart disease. No, experts actually disagree. There is some discussion. Yes, there are better fats, there are worse fats. Want to know the healthy fats? The deeply saturated fats that everyone says are going to kill you. It's the healthiest fats you can get. What ones are the dangerous ones? Vegetable oils. They're toxic. Mostly rancid and mostly converted into trans fats by the time you realize it. Vegetable oils are bad for you. All right, so here's dietary fats, which ones to choose. Everyone was wrong. Saturated fat can be good for you. Ooh, look at that. We have some controversy on the front page. Fat and cholesterol. I'm like, my browser is like frozen on this. I have no idea. Something somewhere is causing problems. I suspect it's Ask, if you just saw it doing the little bleepy thing. I think Ask is asking for too many resources right now. All right, so saturated fat, good or bad? So here's other questions people are asking. Ooh, here's a nice ad. Cider vinegar diet. Lose up to 26 pounds in 3 weeks. Yeah, that's not healthy, by the way. Losing that much fat that fast would be dangerous. All right, so here is Yahoo's going to sell us Nutrisystem meal plans. Woohoo! List of healthy foods, fats and cholesterols, guide to choosing healthy fats. So it looks like we are getting, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get, good results, bad results. I have no idea. Let's see what Ask.com gets us. Shop Bulletproof Ghee, the best healthy fat, bulletproof.com. That is not an ad. All right. Saturated fat, good or bad? So I'm seeing a lot of similar things. Again, this is one of the ones that I encountered on Google, Dr. Mercola. All right, so here, so once again, we're going to get very similar results to what we got on Google. Truth is, everyone was wrong. Saturated fat, good or bad? Everyone was wrong. Saturated fat, good or bad? So you'll see that Startpage is giving you the same Google results. They're just not storing and collecting and sending and sharing your private data. That's why I use Startpage. It's giving you the same results. Now, in fact, that's something else we're going to do. Write something down we're going to check out in a minute. All right, so dietary fats, know which types you choose. I believe that this is very similar. Once again, DuckDuckGo is going to essentially mimic what Bing is going to give you. All right. So, are you ready for our two deeply controversial, crazy, potentially political ones? And if I get demonetized, this is why. Clinton is evil. Should I say Hillary Clinton? All right. So, half of our country in the last election thought Hillary Clinton was evil. So, I'm just going to do that. And not to outdo that, if you're mad at me right now, next I'm going to search for Donald Trump as evil. Because, hey, I'm going to become equal opportunity offender here. And all I'm doing is I'm trying to see if I get any biased search results. Of course, I spell Hillary wrong. Google corrects me. I can't spell, by the way. So I better fix that everywhere else. But okay, Hillary Clinton, nasty, evil, corrupted. Why Hillary Clinton is too evil for voters to comprehend. Hillary Clinton is still the lesser evil. Washington Compass. Wouldn't vote for Donald Trump or evil Hillary Clinton. Blast Hillary as evil. Okay. Stop calling Hillary evil. Hillary Clinton cancels Weather Channel ad buy after Eric Trump. I don't know. If you're liberal and think Hillary is corrupt, why? Okay. Okay, so this one is including the incorrect ones. We're going to fix our search, though. Hillary Clinton is corrupt. 100% pure evil. Is that the same article or not? Okay, is Hillary evil? 16 reasons why evil Hillary Clinton will win 2016. Oh, okay. Looks like we are getting some older search results. This is another thing to notice, by the way, is that, like, Bing, I can't, at least, okay, I can do it here anytime. Take note of these anytime searches. They actually are very handy. You can do them on a lot of major search engines. I think you should be able to over here on, I thought you could on Google. You should be able to do search from anytime, most browsers. It looks like Bing has it. Yahoo has it over here. Okay, so here it's giving us both. I want to just do the correct one. So here, Yahoo and Bing give us very similar results there. Ask.com, yeah, they want to correct it. And over here, they, of course, oh, come on. Ask.com's doing more stuff again. Okay. And so Startpage right now. Okay, there we go. All right, so here, now we're getting these results here. Is this the same, or is this going to be different? All right. See, keep an eye on this ask.com. You'll occasionally see the circles like this. It keeps on doing background processes. I might have to kick ask.com out of my trial here. Because, like, I'm really, my Firefox right now is, like, becoming super taken up. So all search engines are going to give us the option to fix what the problem is. Oh, come on. Right now, literally, Firefox is taking up so much system resources, and I think it's ask.com. See what ask.com's doing? It just keeps on going and spinning in circles. See KS Guard. All right, so Hillary Clinton is corrupt. All right, so nothing gave me any real biased results. It pretty much searched for what I did. In fact, I only saw one or two articles to the antithesis, which was that on Google? I thought I saw one or two for the antithesis, but all right. Ask.com is so driving me crazy right now that it might get kicked out of our study. It's like, what are you doing? Trump is evil. All right. Let's see what we get here. Liberals need to acknowledge that Trump is just as evil as whatever. Here's some Twitter results from Donald Trump. He isn't mentally ill. He's just evil. Okay. Donald Trump is so evil when he types how to in his Google browser autocompletes to be more evil. Okay, that right there being pushed up by Bing is, to me, extremely biased. Why are they showing this article on a basic search result? This in and of itself is them kind of saying, this feels like a company-based bias. Obviously, this is a brand new distro with no cookies or anything else. Other than my IP address, of course, can be tracked. But why am I getting this thing up here that is confirming so much what I'm searching for? That, to me, is concerning, Bing. So here's some images. Oh, and here's some nice images there. Oh, that's exciting. No, there's no comparison between Donald Trump and what's Harry Potter's arch nemesis named again? Voldemort? Or is it He Who Shall Not Be Named? Okay. So, you know, I don't recall Bing giving me this type of stuff for Clinton. All right. So, notice this. I see the fun pictures of evil Hillary. That's kind of funny. There's some videos, but I don't get this giant quote confirming it. But when I go ahead and do my search for Donald Trump, I get this giant boosted quote kind of confirming all this. That, to me, is biasm. Let's see what Yahoo does. Get similar images. Okay. Ask.com, just basic. At least we're not deeply biased, apparently. Similar results over here as to this, minus, of course, the top stories, the tweets, and the other people might have searched for us. But you'll see here, very similar results. Once again, start page. And then here, why am I in news? Like, DuckDuckGo keeps on jumping over into weird places. Like, first time it jumped over automatically into shop for what? Cats are cute. Now it jumps automatically into news. I want to do a web search. Why did it automatically jump into news? Am I searching for news on how evil Donald Trump is? Again, a little biasm. I'm not sure why that's happening. Maybe it's because it's taking its cue from Microsoft. I'm not sure. Overall, though, I'm seeing that the research results from Startpage are matching Google more. DuckDuckGo is matching Bing more, but I see that Bing seems to be a whole lot more biased. Google not quite so much. All right, so now we're going to do temperature, State College, PA. Okay, so DuckDuckGo, that's excellent. Gives me weather forecast. Okay, Startpage. Hey, this is new, actually. I've never known Startpage to give me weather forecasts. Apparently, they are now giving me weather forecasts. I also get information for TripAdvisor, weather.com. Okay, so it looks like everyone's pretty much giving me weather forecast stuff now. That's neat. I totally did not anticipate that. Only one I knew of that did that for sure was Google. In fact, I've usually traditionally searched weather stuff on Google because of that. All right, so that was fun. What we're going to do now, we're going to just open up a blank tab, and then I'm going to close all the other pages. So I started all the pages. I looked at the privacy policies. I did just a couple other little things. Searched 5 different searches on each one. Now what our task is going to be is we're going to have a look at the cookies. Because who doesn't like cookies? All right. Let's see what these guys were doing. All right, so we're going to hit the remove individual cookies. This is what all the cookies did. This is a whole lot of cookies being added for just the things that we searched for. Yoom.com. How'd this one get to? Any type of connection. Okay, so what we need to do to figure out where all these are coming from is open up each of these individual sites individually. So this is Google. I know this is a Google document. Okay, you can see all the cookies that Google leaves. G-Wallet should also be Google. Did I see Rubin report? Rubicon is what I saw. Like, what? Lots of ad networks. These are all ad tracking things. A bunch of ad tracking things. There's Amazon systems. Let's see if we got picked up any Facebook pixels. Pick up any Facebook STDs? Flickr. No, I didn't see any Facebook. I bet if we actually clicked in on something, we would have got some. Oh, I got a Comcast cookie. Jeesh. All right, we're going to remove all cookies. And now we're going to go to Startpage. And we're going to do a search. We're going to search for something. And we're going to look at individual cookies. We got nothing. We're going to do DuckDuckGo. We're going to search for something. Individual cookies. We got nothing. Google.com. We're going to search for something. Something. Yeah, that's something. Google.com. 3 different search tracking cookies. So they'll be able to take all this content here and figure out, connect that back. So we're going to remove all cookies. Okay, we're going to go to Bing.com. We're going to search for something. Something. Wait.
Something.
Wait.
Something.
All right. Close out of Bing. Remove individual cookies. Okay. Bing. Oh, still got some Google. These might be reminiscent because I didn't close the tab before coming here. I'm hoping. But Bing, and live. This I think is coming because I did not close the Google tab before removing everything. Pretty sure. Let's do Yahoo.com. Search for something. Close it this time. Wowzers! Oh, we're still getting Google cookies. Maybe that did not come from that. Maybe they're just logging a Google cookie. It might be from analytics. You can see all the stuff that comes from this. We're going to remove all. Close. New tab. Ask.com. Let's search for something. Close. Remove individual cookies. So it looks like Bing actually gave us, Bing and Yahoo seem to give us the most tracking cookies. Rubicon project, that's the thing I saw. All right, so here you can see that the tracking cookies being stored on your major commercial systems. There are a lot of cookies, and this is just real quick stuff. Can you imagine if you've been using this day in, day out, clicking on search results, going different pages, going to different sites, looking at different things? This is a crazy amount of data that's all being tracked and stored. So what can you do about this? Well, first, use either DuckDuckGo or Startpage. I would highly recommend using Startpage before DuckDuckGo. Mostly for me, I just like the formatting of it a little bit better. I like their proxy ways. You can actually visit a site via their proxy without having to mess with anything else. And then I really like, it's probably just more of a preference. in that respect. So, but either use Startpage or DuckDuckGo, just anything there that you can do that. Now, other things that you can do, of course, you can block or prevent certain cookies. You can do host file redirects to get rid of a lot these storage of third-party cookies. Usually how I set up my Firefox is I use custom settings for history. I don't mind like browsing and download history. I do not like search form history generally. I will usually accept only first-party cookies, so I'll accept cookies from sites because this helps with login things, but I never select third-party cookies, and you can set them to expire, or if you're more privacy-centric, you can set them until you close Firefox. So this will not prevent the company from grabbing your data as you're using their services. They can still track your IP address. That's the importance of using Startpage or DuckDuckGo. Okay? What closing this will do and removing the cookies is it prevents them from tracking everything as you turn on the system. So I turn on the system, I do a bunch of internet searches, I close everything down. They can cross-track everything you did through that period of time if those cookies are still on the computer. The other thing you could do is using privacy mode. Again, the search engine can still track the information you're doing. They will have a harder time tracking it in between multiple sites, but the cookies never get stored. Cookies will be saved. Basically what privacy does is it boots up a system that the cookies all get cleared when you close Firefox. So it doesn't prevent any of these other companies from going through behind you and tracking a bunch of data. That's not what any of this is about. But what it's about is collecting all the data. That's why it does not matter if you use privacy mode to search the internet. What you need to be doing is using a better search engine, Startpage or DuckDuckGo. Now, if you really want to prevent it, go ahead and never accept cookies from sites. You are going to have some problems with some sites. And this is the advantage of doing things like cubes, where you can have one distro specifically for, or one cube specifically for searching the internet, and another cube entirely for anything that you need to be logged in and stuff like that. You know, your real use case and your search use case is how I'd set up a cube system to do that. With that, this was the Search Engine Wars. I hope it was very informative. I know I had a great time with it. I hope you did as well. Just a couple things to keep in mind. I've been thinking about potentially doing a live tinfoil hat time tomorrow, but I think I'm actually going to push it off a week, simply because I don't think I'm going to have enough time between now and tomorrow evening to do the research, but I'm thinking I do want to do a live tinfoil hat time maybe next Wednesday, or maybe I'll just do this one fully recorded this weekend. I'm just not sure yet. Other things, I'm still working on getting a Patreon account set up, and I'm hoping that probably by the end of the week I might do that. Amazon is online, so if you would like to help support the channel, I should have Amazon links down in the comments here, including the some of the equipment that I'm using, and I'm still working on updating the list and things like that. So with all that being said, those are some brief channel updates. I hope you enjoyed the Search Engine Wars, and I also hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.